Cold is often a subjective perception, and for many, cold is strongly related to discomfort and leads to various illnesses, one way or another. But what if I told you that cold can actually make you feel younger and healthier? Well, it got me curious too, so I embarked on another wellness adventure. Oh no! Since ancient times, prominent doctors and scientists like Avicenna, Hippocrates, and Galen were describing the power of cold in their books. Modern scientists took the knowledge and directed the benefits of cold to service our beauty and well-being by creating the cryotherapy method. Today, I will learn about this low-temperature treatment from my personal experience. I am quite excited.
Okay, let's do it.
Yes.
So you need a couple of more things. Gloves, yeah. We're gonna cover up your extremities. All right, and then we're gonna give you a pair of slippers.
And rubber.
Face mask. It was always a thing here, a face mask.
I figured because breathing, right? So you
correct.
wouldn't suffocate.
So really important when you're in there, the air is extremely cold. So what helps is breathing through your nose in and your mouth out.
Okay.
And breathing slowly like you would meditate, because usually when people freak out is within the first few seconds. If you're in there for 20 seconds, you can do the 2 minutes.
That's smart.
So we're gonna go in first in the pre-chamber. Everything stays on except the rope, also the slippers. Put the rope on here and go to the main chamber, and then I will start the time. And then when you're in the chamber, you can move, but just don't move too fast, because then you create wind and then it gets even colder, and it's plenty of cold in there. If you're ready to come out, you can even come out before the 2 minutes, but we would highly recommend to do at least 1.5 minutes. There's a speaking timer, so you will hear when to come out. And then you come out the same way, put your rope back on and come out.
Right, perfect. All right, that's easy.
Yeah.
Sounds easy. That's not bad so far. Oh no.
Are you not from Siberia?
Oh wow. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh. Every single hair on my body is frozen.
Yeah, we literally freeze the outer layer of your skin for a very short period of time. I mean, it's literally the coldest place on Earth.
Oh my God, Emilia.
Did you defrost?
I am, finally. It's so good. It's incredible. It was my very first time doing cryo, besides the fact that I did the facial ones in my life a long time ago. But the whole body cryotherapy, it's not hard to explain. It's just hard to explain the feeling, right? Because it's so multi-layer, basically. You feel something at first, then you feel something in the middle, and then at the end you just look completely different. It's just really, it's an experience that I feel like everyone has to try.
Absolutely, yes.
What is the science behind the cryotherapy in general?
The simple science, in simple words, cryo in Greek is cold.
Yeah.
So it's a cold therapy treatment. I mean, applying ice on your body, swollen ankle. I mean, it's a pretty old concept. With cryogenic temperatures, we are able to bring it to a complete different level, which has a highly anti-inflammatory benefit. So it's excellent for pain management. We have a lot of clients with rheumatoid arthritis. We have a lot of athletes that discovered cryotherapy. Instead of doing the ice baths, they do the whole body cryotherapy chamber because it's much colder and it's much more pleasant at the same time. So that's the basically simple, nutshell version of cryotherapy. Yeah.
What is the temperature in the chamber, and for how long a person's supposed to stay there?
Yeah, so the treatment is maximum 3 minutes. First timers, we do start with 2 minutes because our chambers are very potent, and like you did 2 minutes. And then the temperature varies between 230 maximum minus 250 Fahrenheit. We usually don't recommend more than twice a day. When we started the business, 2009, we were the only one in the United States. So we had people traveling from even Mexico, from Arizona, from like all over the map, and they were here for like 1-2 weeks. So we came up with a very intense program where they can do it up to twice daily. To knock off a lot of inflammation. Like in the beginning, it's recommended if someone wants to recover really quick, but most of our clients stick with 1 session a day.
Why cold? Don't you like the warm?
Yeah, everyone that comes in for the first time is like, oh, I hate cold.
Yeah.
Yes, we all hate cold, but we love the effect afterwards. Like, yeah, I hate working out. I don't want to work out every day, but well, you still do it and you feel great. It's like a pleasant cold. I mean, it's really doable. It's a dry
bearable.
Cold. Yeah. It's we have children going in there. We have people in the 80s. Like one of our oldest clients is I think 88. So, like pretty much as long as you don't have any of the contraindication, it's doable. It's a pleasant cold. It's extreme, but it's doable.
Actually, the whole time I was inside, I kept thinking to myself, well, that's good for me. Otherwise, what's the point?
It does get easier. The more you do it, the easier it gets later on, yeah.
How do people, especially Californians, react to this kind of treatment? I would guess that the most of them don't like cold, right?
No, that's not quite true. I think people in California are very open-minded. I mean, you have tried it, right?
I'm from Siberia, so it doesn't count.
Right. I mean, overall, in Los Angeles, people are very open to new treatment modalities. So when we started back in 2009, 2010, and no one knew what whole body cryotherapy is. I mean, people were literally thinking we are crazy. We had to do a lot of education, and we still do. I mean, there is a lot of information to know before you go in the chamber, and a lot of first-time clients have a lot of questions. But I think in Los Angeles in general, people are very, very open to new treatments, and we have great referral in place. So like the first probably 6-7 years of the business, we didn't do any marketing. Like clients were bringing clients, and it was just word of mouth.
Tell me a little bit more about the time when everyone thought that you're crazy. Why do you think so? And how were you able to actually overcome?
I think that because it's something so new and people don't know about it, like they would say, oh yeah, it's not possible. So I think, it's just like how we are. They were
skeptical, right? About the whole
Yeah, skeptical, and basically because people never heard about it before, like back then, 10, 12 years ago. No one really knew what it is. So we had a lot of media, like from the LA Times, over all the news channels, E! Entertainment. One of our clients is now a dear friend of mine, is Maria Menouñez. So when she was on the show on Dancing with the Stars, she has brought the entire cast, and like they were tweeting and posting, and it looks very visually attractive when you come out of the chamber and with the fog. So it has also not only health benefits, but also like for TV, it's a very nice visual effect. So we had a lot of media exposure. And we were able to educate more and more people about cryotherapy. And I think now pretty much everyone knows what cryotherapy is, or should know, I think. I think, a lot of people should consider this one of their treatment modalities, Like if, chiropractic, going to a chiropractor, doing acupuncture, I think, cryotherapy might be even, especially when it's inflammatory related issue, should be number one treatment for, this kind of candidates.
First I was freaking out because it's very hard to adjust the breathing, right?
Right.
I'm shaking right now, but it's such a good shake.
This is what I meant in the beginning. It's really important to inhale through your nose in and your mouth out. And once you know it and once you've done it a few times, it does get easier. It's good for 2-3 minutes. That's absolutely safe, you know. If you would stay longer in there, then it wouldn't be that safe. But that's, you know, what the cutoff is at 3 minutes.
I made it. Okay, cool.
And from, you know, when you come back and do it multiple times, I promise you, you will know how to breathe. You will be mentally better prepared. So the first time is actually, if you just do it one time, you don't really give it a real try. You have to do it a few times. And also like from the benefit standpoint, you really have to do a few sessions in order to knock off those inflammation in your body. Yeah, but congratulations. A warm hug, warm hugs.
Why occasionally putting ourselves into a fight or flight mode is so important for our well-being.
I think, you know, only extreme treatments lead to extreme results. So sometimes we have to kind of overcome, you know, in an extreme situation to become a better version of ourselves. You know, those kind of situation can, you know, trigger hopefully a positive result. So that's, you know, and obviously, you know, we have to stay safe because we don't want to die. I mean, we had some clients walking in and asking if they can get frozen cryogenically forever. Obviously, we don't freeze you forever. We freeze you back to life. So I think, you know, when this survival mechanism is activated, people feel happier as well when they come out of the cryo chamber because there's a release on endorphins. So that's an excellent benefit. And you know, like once you've done it, you know it's safe, you know you can survive, but we still, every time you go in there, I mean, I'm doing whole body cryotherapy for over 10 years, and every time before I go in there, like I'm like fighting, you know, I'm fighting, my body is fighting. My mind knows I'm safe, but my body doesn't know, and my body literally thinks, oh, I'm going to die in there, even, you know, like 2-3 minutes, you will be fine. But like this, and then when you come out and your body survived this kind of temperatures, the endorphins, that's just an amazing effect when you come out. How did you feel when you came out?
Oh my God, I felt alive. That's exactly what I felt. I felt alive. Yeah, it was so good to be out. Not all cryotherapy chambers look the same. They come in various shapes and sizes, and you can choose either a full-body chamber, which in some cases can fit up to 5 people, or a single-use cryosauna, which is a cylindrical cabin with an aperture at the top that allows the head remain outside and breathe freely, eliminating the feeling of claustrophobia. But the result is pretty much the same, as you are getting healthy by stepping into the extreme cold temperature. I've noticed that you have different types of chambers.
Yes.
What is the difference?
So there's 2 types of whole body cryotherapy chambers. So the one that you've been in is a cryo chamber, and then we have the cylinder looking device, which is a head out unit, which is a cryosauna. So some people are claustrophobic, for example, then we would recommend the head out. But since the cryo chamber is a full body cryotherapy experience, we highly recommend the full walk-in cryo chamber because, I mean, we have a lot of cold receptors in your face, on your scalp, and when your head is sticking out, you don't get basically the 100% cryostimulation. So, and also another advantage is it's very even cold. So cold air is usually heavier, so you will always feel colder on the bottom at the with the cryosauna treatment. But with the cryo chamber, one of our patents is the even distribution of the cold.
And you're saying the chambers your husband is creating, right?
Yeah, so he's one of the person that had the idea, and we invented and manufactured the cryotherapy unit here in Los Angeles, yes. Because they're units back from Europe, they're basically not made for the American market. I mean, there's really big units, and they say, you know, run it the entire time, so you cannot turn it off. And, you know, sometimes we have clients, sometimes we have downtime, so why, you know, being wasteful? So our units, we can simply turn them off. They're also smaller and compactor for, you know, only to 1 to 3 people. So yeah, it's been, you know, it's been a different, exciting journey with the cryotherapy equipment.
So do you feel like people in California and like bigger cities like New York, they're more educated about this therapy, but what about the smaller, the further places?
I think they're educated too. I mean, by now we have one of our different departments is we sell and lease equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have placed units in smaller cities. That's
helpful,
also yeah. So there's by now I would say about 500 cryotherapy places around in the entire United States. So I do believe that that the awareness about this kind of treatment grew over the past few years, especially.
What is the difference between the cryotherapy and, let's say, the ice bath, or, I don't know, for example, running and jumping into the snow after the sauna?
Temperature. I mean, our cryo chambers are set to minus 240 degrees Fahrenheit. An ice bath is about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. In a lake, maybe 2, or like an ice lake. So it's really, the temperature is different. I mean, it's much colder. And also it's a different response in your body. So when you go in a cryo chamber, it's so cold that your body thinks, oh, I'm going to die, even it's not. So all the blood is rushed through the core. And then when you come out, it circulates through your entire body, and it really releases anti-inflammatory molecules that help to decrease inflammation. This doesn't happen necessarily with an ice bath or with like a cold water immersion.
So why is the low temperature has such a strong and deep effect to our organs and systems?
You know, actually you can use warm temperatures too, to help with pain management. I mean, there's different kinds of approaches. So I mean, for some people, might warm temperature work better than cold temperatures. I mean, that might be also the case. In our case, it's really, we tried a lot of equipment. And for us, temperature is key, because when we would run the chamber half of the temperatures, you would get this, the right results. It's like, doing an exercise in the wrong way. So it's really important to work with cryogenic temperatures, and they start at minus 200 and below. So that's really the key. But I mean, obviously there's different, treatments, and some of our clients like the cold, and then we have also an LED bed that it's a little bit warm. So it's not too hot. I mean, we wouldn't recommend going from a cryotherapy chamber into a really hot sauna. That would be too extreme. But yeah, I mean, like, cryotherapy and an exercise after, or like an LED treatment, that's a great combo.
Another way to use cryotherapy is to apply it as a localized treatment, which I also tried on myself. A stream of vaporized liquid nitrogen as low as minus 240 degrees, which looks and feels like cold air, moved over my head first, then face and my neck. It wasn't too cold, especially in comparison with the whole body experience, and it wasn't dangerous either, because the esthetician makes sure to keep moving the nozzle to avoid a frostbite. It is said that cryotherapy facials activate collagen production in the deeper layers of the skin, making it feel and appear smoother, tighter, and firmer. In combination with face building, massages, and LED therapy, I feel like cryofacials can easily become a non-invasive alternative to the needle.
Cryo is also being promoted as a part of beauty regimen and facials. How does it work?
So the cryofacial works a little bit differently. I mean, we work with the same kind of temperatures, but it's just isolated on the face, the neck, and also the scalp. So it's very targeted, and we have a localized unit with an extremely cold beam of air that we basically rotate around, those kind of areas. And what it does, it basically helps to stimulate blood flow. It shrinks pore sizes because of the vasoconstriction, and also it decreases inflammation or swelling. So we have also a lot of clients coming after any kind of work they've done, like if facelifts, nose jobs, whatever. I mean, there are so many options, but after surgeries, the cryofacial is an amazing treatment modality to recover faster, and it helps to boost and stimulate collagen production. So it has some anti-aging benefits as well.
I wonder if it helps with like psoriasis, eczema, those kinds of like skin conditions.
Yeah, because they're also related with inflammation.
Yeah.
So it will help. Like we had quite a few clients that come in with psoriasis. Unfortunately, this doesn't happen within a couple of treatments. Like clients with psoriasis, they do need like a monthly plan and they need a lot of treatments. So like some clients come in and they do one treatment and say, oh, well, it didn't help me. So, well, you know, if you want to lose 20 pounds, you know, doing a good job and eating well for one day, it won't get you the results either. So it's really important, like if someone really wants to give it a try, to do at least, I would say 5 or even 10 treatments. Most of the research and studies back in Europe is done between 10 and 20 treatments in shorter successions. That would mean also do it like within a week, do 5 treatments to really like knock off the inflammation and you know, give it a real try. Like if you come once a month, that's good too, but it won't get you the results that you're probably looking for. And I tell clients, listen, try it for a month. If you don't feel better, that's not the right treatment for you, because then you will know and you really give it a try.
Have you met any skeptics that do not believe in this kind of therapy? And what do you usually tell them?
Oh yeah, I mean, like a lot of, you know, clients are skeptic or people are skeptic because they simply never heard about it or never tried it. You know, I really encourage everyone to try it. I mean, it's really, you know, there's nothing to lose. There's only, you know, only winners.
Yeah.
And listen, if you cannot tolerate it and if you know, don't like it, that's fine. That's okay too. I mean, it's not for everyone. But at least you should, you know, give it a try, especially when you know, suffering because of, you know, any inflammation, any pain, or if even like we have clients, you know, it improves the sleep patterns. We had clients, they have mild depressive disorders, and the cryotherapy helps them. I mean, we have you know, it has a lot of benefits, but at the same time, it's not for everyone. But at least give it a try.